Hi, and welcome back to Transitional Changes Mission Podcast Show. This is your host, Queen Summers.
With your host, King Summers.
And we thank you for listening to our show. If you are enjoying our show tonight, please don't hesitate to visit our website at www.transitionalchangesmission.wordpress.com. And this next technology trend that follows the lot is 5G, where 3G and 4G technologies have enabled us to browse the internet, use data-driven services, increase bandwidths for streaming on Spotify or YouTube, and so much more. 5G services are expected to revolutionize our lives by enabling services that rely on advanced technologies like AR and VR alongside cloud-based gaming services like Google Stadia, Nvidia, GeForce Now, and much more. It is expected to be used in factories, HD cameras that help improve safety and traffic management, smart grid control, and smart retail too. Just about every telecom company like Verizon, T-Mobile, Apple, Nokia, Qualcomm are now working on creating 5G applications. 5G services are expected to launch worldwide in 2021 with more than 50 operators offering services in about 30 countries by the end of 2021.
That means time is evolving. That's why I left y'all with some questions that I have gave my answers to. I'm a 50-50 player that's trying to lean more to go back to myself. Because I feel like I do not want to fall into the trap of technology. Meaning that as I live now, I do not want to live later depending on electricity, scared of the dark, being in the woods, hunting for my own food. All these things are relative for me to go back to that is in everybody's DNA. I guarantee you, if you don't eat, your stomach and your body going to make you eat.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to live.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, maybe you might have to go hunt, do whatever it takes to get that drop of water or go get some food.
Mm-hmm.
It takes light to see in the dark. You're going to make fire. We got a switch now. But I do not want to depend on that switch and then do more studies as the scientists do. They put technology out. I don't think they have fully understanding with it. That's the same thing that happened to the car. Car came out back in the 1920s, 1930s, I think. Now it took centuries to come up with something that can help the ozone layer. Mm-hmm. That means time can evolve, but it have to be at a faster pace or be having more time and of thinking the pros and cons towards it. Now, these tools that we have came up with have helped a lot with communication, especially with communication. We got phones now. But like I was explaining, sometimes phones can be devastating to your body.
We have Transitional Changes Mission on a podcast show.
Yes. You got video games. I don't think that's pretty good because the games have led to school shootings from what the past showed. But the most powerful one is TV. TV now can move mountains. I mean, it has just recently moved people to storm the Capitol. It's a good to me and a bad. But that's one of the main tools that I love to go to when I become that billionaire. They have a log house sitting on the mountains and be able to retrieve to it with no internet. I think that is one of the processes that everything have to do when you are in a transitional stage. Mm-hmm. You just can't jump out of one thing and go to another. Your body can actually go into shock. So it is a process with it. So that's what I was just explaining on the first half of my process of always constantly thinking about technology and reality, how I set the difference of those. And I was just explaining that to the people to maybe enhance them to do the same. Because you do not want, I don't want no robot arm. No. I personally don't want no maid robot walking around, but I do want that self-driving electric car. That's at least in the reality part.
Well, Wi-Fi technology keeps getting better. This year, we will see a wave of new internet routers that include Wi-Fi 6. This is a new networking standard. Unlike past wireless upgrades, Wi-Fi 6 will focus not on speed, but rather on efficiency by sharing bandwidth across a large number of devices. So here's what that means. Let's say your family owns smartphones, several computers, and a game console. If all of them are being used to consume heavy amounts of data to stream video, for example. Wi-Fi 6 does a better job at providing bandwidth to all the devices at the same time, as opposed to letting one device hog most of the Wi-Fi. But as always the case, some of these trends will stick with us while others may fizzle out. All of these technologies have to survive the test of remaining relevant after life returns somewhat to normal. So I just advise you all to continue to do your research. Learn about the technologies that's coming out. Learn about all the new things that are getting ready to be implemented in our daily lives, because whether we like it or not, technology is here to stay.
Yes, it is. And one thing that I have forgot to try to compare to the most powerful tool within technology, and that is the internet. That is taking over the TV. It's actually becoming a TV. You can actually look at TV on your phone now, on your laptop. It's mobile now, basically. So with it being in that box there of me saying my answer towards technology is no, of a sin, some scientists would basically be saying it will either make us or break us.
And I think, King, from a queen's perspective, I feel like technology is needed for evolution. You cannot stay stuck within the same realm, within the same generations. You have to continue to evolve, to live.
I would say the same, but some things I say to the people that agree and disagree with this, till they come up to the ending sequence of why we got technology, meaning why we got a technical mind, why we got the imagination, where did it come from? Do they get 100% reason why did humans involved into this? Because some scientists say it's an alien gave it to us. Some say God gave it to us. Some say the devil gave it to us. So until the answer come up, you come up to your own conclusion and make the path of which direction you would like to go to. But I will give evidence to say if you depend on technology, it's kind of weak, because you notice you can be sitting there looking at a good movie, eating some popcorn, and next thing you know, bam, power go out.
Or it starts buffering.
Or even worse, a pandemic hit and you can't pay the cable bill.
Right.
That is a reason for this show, is to enlighten people to go to the path of what transitional changes are helping in the communication bridge of that. Make that decision. Start working on it fast, because as you see, time is not waiting on nobody. They got a vaccine out now. Look how quick that came up. The reason why it came up is what this show is called, technology. At least that's what they say. They have came up with, like what Queen Summer say, we going to 6. That's one of the reasons why I don't fall into a trend. Remember the show Transition I had out about materialism? That's a trend of phones, cars. All technology is going to evolve. And the question is, will you stand in line to go get it, break your neck to go get it, do whatever to have it?
Well, you seen this past Christmas, what was going on with the PlayStation 5? Everybody wanted it.
And what's crazy about that is that they do, which is comical when you think about it, they plan this stuff years back before it comes out. I mean, I remember, like I said in that show, I remember reading when I was into gaming, I read a book. I think I was like in my early 20s. They had a book out that showed all the game systems of PlayStation from PlayStation 1. And that book showed it going all the way to PlayStation 15. And they had the years and everything. And at that time when I was reading, I was like, it's 2002. How in the world they don't come out that far into the future? But they got it. And look where we are now. Where we at? PlayStation 5? They got a way to go.
Yep.
I wonder what's next. I even seen stuff on the science. Oh, that's my favorite channel. Shouts out to Discovery Science channel.
Yes.
I have actually seen experiments of a tube a person can lay down on magnets on each end, and it will transport you from what they estimated from, like for instance, from the East Coast to the West Coast, less than 45 minutes. That is where technology is involved, my people, and we are in it, and we need your help with Transitional Changes mission to make this movement of closing the bridge gap of communication. And the main thing we need your help on, spread the word about ending family homelessness with Transitional Changes mission. Tell everybody to go to speaker.com and type in Transitional Changes mission, and our podcast show should pop up. Listen to all the shows. If you don't want Speaker, you go to podbean.com. You can go to anchor.com. You can go to even Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all the social media outlets that's out here.
Share us and love us. We love you. As always, thank you to all of our listeners for listening to Transitional Changes Mission podcast show. This is your host, Queen Summers.
with your host, King Summers.
Have a great night.
Got for that Trello show coming up soon. Thank you.
Remember that love is power. Thank you. Have a good night.